Well, hello there, my lovelies. Thank you so much for coming back to see me. So nice to see you. It's a very exciting collaboration with Resin Supplies Den and Vuba Vista as well. They sent me some Vuba Vista Lake, which is a deeper pour resin, and gave me a discount on some coaties. So this is a paid promotion type video. So let's get on with it, hey? You can see I'm just doing the tip here and sprinkling some glitter from Yvonne from Resin Supplies Den, and I waited an hour and a half to stir it, and then I think I waited a bit longer so that the glitter was suspended in the resin. Yeah, so here I waited another hour just to make sure that the glitter would float, and this part has gone absolutely fantastically. I'm so pleased with this part. After this part it kind of goes a bit differently, but anyway, I'll let you find out. Don't skip to the end and ruin it, alright? Anyway, I got given these absolutely stunning flowers from my friend, and I was having a bit of a bad day, and suddenly these flowers appeared, and I'm so grateful. They are so beautiful, and I dried them beautifully in my earlier video. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. So I tied them together in a bunch and suspended them over the pyramid. I mixed up 300 millilitres of Vuba Vista Lake, which is a slightly deeper pour resin, and you can pour up to 5 centimetres. I think it's 2 to 5 centimetres, something like that. But again, I'm going to be doing a more in-depth video on their range of products. And you can see here in a minute, I would recommend that you check the bunch that you want to shove in, because less is more. I really need to keep remembering that less is more, because actually I didn't need that little stick thing to suspend it, because it was kind of wedged in there, and so I did manage to get it in, and unfortunately what I'd also done is coloured tried to bring out the colours in the bunch with some alcohol inks. So I put some greens on there and some purples, and you'll see what happens a bit later on. I don't think they dried properly when I put them in, and then it really went downhill, and I started to add alcohol inks. Excuse me. I'm not going to tell you the colours because it really doesn't matter. I would not recommend doing this, and you'll see why in just a minute. I don't know about you, but sometimes I get in and have an intention, and then I get resin head, and my head starts going, "Oh, I wonder what would happen if you did this." Well, sometimes your head is not always right, let's just say. And I ended up hiking out the flowers very swiftly, because I'm leaving them on a silicone tray there, because the resin had gone this colour, and I thought, well, that's going to be hideous. And fret not, that did not go to waste. I used it in another project. Hopefully the video will be out next weekend. So what I did was I waited for that particular bunch to cure. I squished it together, and I took out some of the outside pieces to make it a lot more narrow. And I figured, oh well, that's coated in resin now, so that will be sealed, and there'll be less bubbles, and that will be a lot better. Yeah, let's just go with that for the moment, because that's what I was thinking at this stage. And yeah, I'm just pouring obviously some more resin over the top. Those cups are by Glass Cast, and again that was gifted to me by Glass Cast. Thank you very much. I'll be doing it again, a more in-depth video on them and how to clean them once I figure it out. I'm trying different techniques at the moment. So this is a day or two later, and you can see that there's an awful lot of bubbles here. So I'm not quite sure what went wrong here. I didn't really put them in particularly delicately, and perhaps I should have, you know, warmed the mould and sprayed it with some isopropyl alcohol. But anyway, so I kind of figured here, in for a penny, in for a pound, let's just go for it, finish it off. And there was several things that, you know, ideas that I had, but you'll see what I do in a minute. So I thought, well, at least I can try and prevent future bubbles in the next layers. So I warmed the mould and the bottom layer of resin, cleaned it off with isopropyl alcohol, giving it a quick spray in a minute with some more alcohol, and then pouring in the next layer of resin. So these are all techniques again to reduce bubbles. The other thing you can do is pour in a very thin layer, then run your heat tool over it. I wouldn't recommend you use a torch if you just as I'm saying it, just be very careful with a torch because you can easily burn your mould. But generally I only really use a heat tool, an embossing tool. But on this occasion I was really so paranoid about bubbles in these layers. So yes, the idea with this layer was that I knew there were bubbles in the layer above, and I thought, let's just pretend that it's part of the design and create hopefully some alcohol ink drops, Petri effect. Thanks for the idea, by the way, Yvonne from Resin Supplies Den. They're such a great community, I'm telling you. They're really, really supportive. Loads of expertise in there, so do pop along and join. I will give a really detailed list of all the suppliers and what they supply. So as you can see here, I put a couple of drops of the mermaid colour, then a layer of the Blanco Blanco, Pinata Blanco Blanco, and then I did one more layer of the mermaid and the Blanco Blanco. And now I'm putting in the Ranger Indigo, which is sort of a cooler blue rather than a greeny blue, and kind of filling in the gaps. And again, you will probably see that I am putting in rather a large amount of alcohol ink, but again, Resin Head is running the show again, and yeah, we will see, you know, what fruits that Resin Head does bear very shortly. I really have got to remember less is more. So yeah, I end up putting about 160 drops in, which is a little bit on the ink heavy side. But hey, we've all got to learn somehow, haven't we? And we learn best from our mistakes. And so on to the final layer coming up, and I think I use Stream for this last layer, which I think is 1 to 3 centimetre pore depth, but Vuba Vista are planning to discontinue this particular resin because they've got Vuba Vista Cascade, which is a bit more flexible in terms of depth of pore as I understand it. So if you want to do coasters, I would recommend Coty or Cascade. So this is the last layer, and I am using Resinate Pigments Deep Sea Blue, and I'm also chucking in a bit of Mermaid because that's how I roll. And I'm only mixing up the tiniest amount, as you can see, and then I'm literally going to drizzle it into the base, and then just swirl it around, and that's this pyramid done. And we'll get on to the demould. So things I've learned is I'm probably not going to do flowers again for a while until I really do a lot more research, and less is more, basically. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking, let you enjoy the rest of this video, and then we'll get on to the demould, and then I'll probably need a lie down in a darkened room to think about what I've done, and I might do a post-mortem. Thank you. Hey guys, my live lovelies, the moment of truth. Oh my god, look, I'm actually shaking. Oh my god, I hope this is okay. This is the largest piece I've ever done. So it's come out of this mould absolutely perfectly, really quickly. So are we ready for this? So from other videos, I'm not convinced it's going to be that good, but we'll try. Oh, okay, so that's weird. It's actually gone up at the edges. Oh, blimey. Okay, so that is different. Yeah, can't say I'm actually pleased with that, but I've learnt a lot. So pretty much nothing I've attempted apart from the glitter at the top has worked. Oh, how annoying. Oh well, never mind. I was going to give this to a friend, but I'm not sure she'd want it. Yeah, and even the alcohol ink drops haven't worked. And there's a bit of a, and even it's raining, so this is going to ruin my voiceover. Oh, okay, I think I'm going to put this definitely in the fail pile. Not quite sure what to do with it. Answers on a postcard. All right, live, sleep, resin out. Bye.